Hello, Libra. Welcome to your monthly reading for June 2025. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right into it. Libra, we are here. Oh, by the way, if you're new to my channel, I'm going to give you your astrological overview. Then I'm going to do your spread. Then we break it down week by week. I pull my cards, go through a couple aspects through every week, and then, the second spread. Now, Libra, my excitement is still here. I've got really, really good news for you. You're good. You made it. You're good. This is going to be an enormously special month, especially for you. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why, but I want you to go ahead and just, pat yourselves on the back. You made through some really, let's just say some maybe challenging times. All right. But now we're at the luckiest month of the entire year. And I'll tell you why, but you deserve this, okay? And I want you to think about the first half of the year, 2025. Come on. We had retrogrades back to back. We had double retrogrades. We had those eclipses. We had the changing of the nodes. We even had Jupiter, the planet of luck and good fortune, retrograde until February, right? And Jupiter didn't even leave shadow until May 1st. So you see how there was that heaviness and there was a little bit of that fog, and it doesn't mean that nothing happened. It just meant that there was this slowdown and maybe some delays in progress in terms of the pace you wanted it to go at. But everything is changing for you, especially mid-May. That's when the fog started lifting, okay? Those were enormously special weeks, and they were a ramp up to June, okay? So, and even, your last two spreads, I'm just going to give you a little bit of wink of a nod here. You and Gemini, especially rising, if you're, Libra rising or Gemini rising, this entire year is going to be until summer 2026. I don't know why I'm whispering. It's going to be the best. Like, y'all are getting the best. All right. So really excited for you, Libra. Okay. Libra Nation, buckle up because this is going to be a life-changing month. And this is going to be a very past the popcorn, hello, is this real type of month? Okay. June actually is a launch pad to your new era. As I mentioned in your annual forecast, right? Libra 2025, your year ahead. I said you're going to experience things you never have, okay, this year, and that you never will again in your lifetime. And that's because look at what's happening. But don't forget Pluto, freshly new in Aquarius. What? The first time in 250 years? And then in the past few weeks, you know what happened. You saw what happened. Saturn and Neptune together in Aries the first time in 320 years. And now this month you got Jupiter, the planet of luck and good fortune and optimism and wisdom and faith, moving into Cancer, where he's exalted. All right, meaning he does his best in Cancer for every sign out of all the signs, right? But that's not it. Okay, look, this month, so the sun, as we know, will be changing signs. We're moving into Cancer season. Mercury is changing signs. Venus is changing signs. Mars is changing signs. You throw in Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto that I just talked about. Yeah, this is a big month. It's a big month. Every planet changing signs this is a big, and remember, a lot of them are leaving that 29-degree point. Jupiter is going to be bearing you gifts right off the bat. This is insane this month. And by the way, yeah, that one last planet, Uranus, sure. I didn't include Uranus, but guess what's happening the first week of July? Uranus is changing signs, moving into Gemini, first time in 84 years. So you see how I talked about this concentrated, that's the fourth out of the four outer planets, all within this compressed period of time. But this month is just bonkers, okay? 2025 is going to be a year nobody on Earth has ever seen a year like this, okay? June will be gangbusters. You throw in the fact that there are 4 of the luckiest aspects that happened they happen once a year, every year, right? They all happen to land in June this year. Okay. We have a Jupiter ruled full moon this year or this month. And I've been talking about this, that the new moon, it's a new super moon, the last of the super moons this month as well. That one's enormously special. All right. It's conjuncting Jupiter. So that makes it even more rare. We haven't had that since 2022. So this is big, okay? And remember, Libra, the past few weeks, you had Jupiter sextile Chiron. You had Jupiter with the nodes, your destiny, your mission statement. That's all brought you to this moment. Remember, life is a miracle. You're going to see that so clearly this month with Jupiter front and center, all right? And of course, I'll walk you through everything. And the other thing is, because it is the luckiest month, it doesn't mean there won't be lucky months after, okay? This takes the cake. And the other thing is, it is the luckiest month, but because it's the luckiest month, it doesn't mean there are challenging aspects, which we'll go through as well, all right? June really is your magic carpet ride, okay? The universe is providing the magic. You got to make your carpet. You got to design your carpet, okay? So keep that in mind. This is going to be a really big month for you, Libra Nation. I'm really excited, all right? Now, I am going to go over the highlights this month, right? Just the main highlights, because there are like 30 major aspects. It's like I said, bonkers month, okay? I did a June astrology overview live stream where I talk a lot more about June and what you can expect, including a lot of aspects and things that are happening in June that I'm not going to talk about here, or your weekly forecasts to come, because June is just too big. Okay, so check that out. I'll leave it at the end of this video, or in the description box. So just know June is big. Even the fact that I just told you that Jupiter, the first 9 days, you see Jupiter moving into Cancer. Jupiter is going to be at that 29-degree point in Gemini the first week. And so again, some of these planets, like Jupiter, leave you a parting gift before changing signs. And this is amplifying that sweetness of June, okay? So just look at that. Just look at the June astrology overview. I talk about things like even June 1st, right? I think I mentioned this for you last week because Venus is your ruler. June 1st, we have Venus, Chiron, and Eris all conjuncting on June 1st. That's a rare triple conjunction with, just again, watch the overview that I did, that live stream, where I talk a lot more about this, okay? And the last thing is, please pay attention to the first week. Everything that I say the first week, because in the live stream, I do say that next week, I'm going to finally see my family. I get to, so I'm going to be away with my family for that week. So I'm not going to be doing the weekly forecast next week for the first week of June. Okay. And I will resume when I get back. And don't forget to read your rising and your moon. They're so important, especially for a month like this. Right. All right. Now, first week, by the way, is loaded with Gemini energy. You have the Sun, Mercury, Jupiter, Sedna, Hygeia. So much happening in that area of your chart, right? Your 9th house. And so what I love about what's happening for you here, you're definitely signing things, having big conversations, important conversations, launching new things, being curious about new things, right? In your life. Your curiosity is really peaked at this point, especially thinking of the last 2 weeks with all that energy in Gemini, all those major aspects, the new moon in Gemini, that is your 9th house. Yeah. So this is just enormous, because 9th house, I've told you, is like the house of the gods, right? It's Jupiter ruled. That's Jupiter's home. And so you have this handoff to when Jupiter moves into Cancer, which we'll talk about. But do you see the progression that's happening for you, Libra? It is you becoming wiser, you becoming, it's all about your philosophies. It's all about your inner wisdom. You're becoming this big role model. You're becoming the teacher, the wise ones. But 9th house is also travel, long distance travel, foreign people, foreign cultures, foreign lands. If you're not traveling, travel of the mind. That's Jupiter, okay? Higher mind. That's the 9th house, all right? Y'all are going to be meeting so many new people this month right off the bat. Look at what's happening on June 4th. Yeah, look at what's happening. Venus sextile Jupiter. All right. This is one of the best days of the year. That's how excited I am. I'm knocking things off my desk. So you've got Venus and Jupiter, the two benefic planets, at 29 degrees. That critical degree, that anaretic degree. This is big. Remember, sextiles are windows of opportunity. And you've got your ruling planet, Venus, the planet of love and harmony and relationships and money and creativity, beauty, with the planet of luck and abundance and expansion. This is a big opportunity for you right here. This is huge. This is major, because remember, Venus is still in Aries at this point, at that 29 degree point. Aries rules your 7th house. Come on. That's your home. Partnerships, relationships, money. Partnerships, relationships, creative projects, one-on-one commitments. You got Venus, money. I mean, this is just big. This is big for you. Okay. So yeah, you could meet someone at this time. It could be in a business capacity, love capacity. If there's something here with a current relationship, you're taken to the next level. You got something expanding here in a really big way. And when I say money, remember that this is your 7th house with Venus, with Jupiter. I can't. Here's the other thing. It's not on the whiteboard, and this is why I want you to get excited. Mercury will sextile Mars that day too. So you have all the inner planets. You have Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Mercury, all in this. They're rolling out the red carpet for you. They're saying, Libra Nation, welcome to June. You can't make this up. This is insanely enormous. This is amazing, okay? So when I say you're going to be meeting new people are coming into your life, that's happening. With Mercury sextile Mars, Mars in Leo, your 11th house. Then you got Mars natively ruling your 2nd house as well. So when I talked about money, that's a house of money. This is what is going on. This is really great for you, okay? Mercury sextile Mars, that's just you feeling very powerful, driven, especially with the mind, communication. Remember, we talked about what Mercury and Gemini is. Now, within a few hours of that, you got Venus moving into Taurus. What? Listen, Libra, you know that Venus rules both you and Taurus. Therefore, Venus is at home in Taurus in your sign. But Venus in Taurus, that makes my voice crack like that, okay? That's how exciting this is. Venus in Taurus is comfort. It's your physical world. It's material possessions. Taurus is the finance sign, therefore money, creativity, love, self-worth, self-value, things that you value. This is so enormous for you. So enormous. This is all about you. And then Venus in Taurus, as you know, Taurus rules your 8th house. That is partnerships. That is relationships. That is money, shared resources, shared assets. That's, inheritance, investments. It's what is everything else, like joining bank accounts, bonuses, commissions. Okay. Things like that. Right. That's like royalties. So at this point, remember, Venus is going to be in Taurus all month, right? From this point forward. So at this point, you have the two benefics, Venus in its domicile, Jupiter about to go into its exaltation, which is one step up from domicile. So I want you to get really excited. I want you to get extremely excited here. All right. Now, Sunday, June 8th, you got Mercury conjunct Jupiter. What is going on? This is a once-a-year aspect. It's rare. And it's very similar to some of the things that you've been going through already, but now it's with Jupiter. Jupiter expands. So this is basically, okay, expect good news. Yeah. Expect good news, business deals, launching new business. You got luck, good fortune, expansion, optimism with any of that, with deals, with contracts, anything that Mercury rules. All right. Remember, this is a conjunction. It's powerful. You're going to feel it days before, days after. It's at 29 degrees. We talked about this. Okay. Here's a parting gift. So something is also just culminating here. This is a peak point. This is your graduation, as I mentioned, your last week's reading, and even, the past few weeks. But this is also you just, whew, you've got you've got Jupiter already, right, in your ninth house. So like I've told you, Jupiter's already at home for you right now before even moving into Cancer. But whatever is happening here it's so spiritual. It's so, everything's like connecting in this meaningful, right, way where you see the winks from the universe. So I absolutely love this for you. Some of y'all are going back to school. Some of y'all are going to be teachers. Some of y'all are going to, learn new things. This is huge. Okay. Mercury and Jupiter, they're related. They both rule the mind. Okay. Mercury's the physical mind. Jupiter's the higher mind. I keep cracking my voice. I don't know why. There we go. Now, here's the thing. The main thing for Libra, y'all crack me up. The big thing here is Mercury conjunct Jupiter, right? This is all about the big picture. Jupiter's all about the big picture, right? So this is you seeing the big picture for yourself. That's what's going to be happening around this time. All in it, very spiritual again for you, especially leaning into your greater good for what you seek. And I would not be surprised, honestly, if there's a lot of y'all that at this point are on the verge of starting a business or getting a promotion or, getting, something big recognition here. All right. Because Mercury is moving into Cancer just that same day too. And this is great. This is wonderful because, hey, Mercury, the mind, Cancer, the heart, and also the subconscious. So for the next 2 weeks, that's just merging the two. All right. There's this great flow state. Again, physical mind, higher mind, but also subconscious, your intuition. This is wonderful. Now, here's the thing. Yeah, there's the thing. Okay. You've got Mercury squaring Saturn and Neptune and Venus squaring Pluto this day. All right. You're going to feel a bit of a squeeze. All you have to do is be mindful in the way that you communicate. And remember, as I always say, because everyone's going to feel this, it's for the collective, right? So people can speak to you in ways where you're just like, always be the better person in a situation. Yeah. This is an aspect when you combine all of those squares that, again, not on the whiteboard, but I'm just giving you a little bit of a, this can be wanting too much power. This can be wanting too much control. This is when relationships are tested. Okay. But remember, you're on a karmic journey. So it's you understanding, does this relationship in career, work, home, family, love, whatever, does it serve me well, right? Because there are going to be elements of jealousy, possessiveness, all of that could come up because you do have Venus square Pluto. For some of y'all, it's going to be love, romance. Some of y'all, it will be family. And then some of y'all, there may be something here with friendships. Okay. Here's the thing. On top of what's happening this day, the moon will be in Scorpio. So, I've talked about Scorpio moons. They have a little bit of intensity, and the moon will conjunct Juno. So we know that Juno is linked to you. That's your planetoid there, who is all about truth, justice, balance of power in partnerships, relationships, contracts, legal matters. So this is a big day. Don't let anyone take your power. Remember, Juno works in your favor, right? You got to use her, right? So this is just vibrate at that high frequency. Everything is made of energy. You know this. I tell you this all the time. And don't let that take away from this amazing aspect that's happening for you, okay? It's huge. And I'm doubling down on you, Libra, because Venus has moved into Taurus at this point. Remember, I said that's partnership building, relationship building. That's also joint, shared assets, resources. And Scorpio rules your second house. Okay. Money. There could be an argument about money here. But if not, second house is self-worth, self-value as well. Okay. something here where you're holding on to that. I'm worth more than this. And even if should something come up, because every Libra's different. Some of y'all may not even feel it. I say it all the time. You're vibrating at a high frequency. You're not even going to feel it. You're going to just be like, okay, that's happening. We'll just take care of it. Right? So keep that in mind. Maybe something with one of your children as well. If you have children, I mean, you do have Pluto in Aquarius. Okay. Now, Monday, that is your 5th house. And I did say there's a lot of family stuff happening. And one of the reasons why is because of Monday, June 9th, that's a big day. Jupiter moving into Cancer the first time since 2013, 2014. Okay. Keep that in mind. June 2013, June 2014, what happened around your life around that time when it comes to career, when it comes to work and career. Those are the biggest highlights here for you, Libra. Okay. Jupiter, here's the thing. You know, Jupiter is the king of the gods, Jove. He brings luck, good fortune, wisdom, blessings, that promise of abundance in Cancer. So this is until June 2026. You have Jupiter here exalted for an entire year. The main takeaway is Jupiter is optimism, growth, and expansion through your life experiences to have appreciation and gratitude, all in the name of becoming wiser, right? Jupiter wants the best for you. Like me, I want the best for you, but Jupiter wants the best for you, okay? Now, with him going into Cancer, the big theme for you, for everybody in general, when Jupiter's exalted in Cancer, for the entire year, home and family and real estate and homeland and ancestry, your foundations, your gut instincts, your intuition, emotions heightened. It's very mama bear. So you know, your paternal side, your role as a parent, a mother, right? This is all about emotional growth and higher purpose. Home is a heart and soul, okay? So a lot of security, nurturing. So you're just going to feel that naturally all year, all right? Now, why are you going to feel it a little bit more than the other signs? Because Saturn and Neptune and Ceres, right? They moved into Aries. So not only is that your 7th house of partnerships and relationships, so that's a big theme for you all year as well, okay? But I told you Saturn natively rules your 4th house of home and family. So you see how you're going to have a really big emphasis here. And everything that you learned from 2024 to 2025, all those tests that Saturn gave you, all those challenges you went through that you used to empower you when Jupiter was in Gemini. So a lot of things that were happening up here. Now you're applying it to this area of your life. Okay? Remember, you create your reality. All right? Life is what you make it. So please use this, Jupiter in Cancer, to completely transform your life, because Jupiter is giving you a lot. Think about Jupiter, the greater benefic, right? Think about that, okay? Good, the benefits, right? Benefactor, beneficiary. I can't say that word. Now, this early in the morning. Now, at the end of the day, Jupiter is faith, belief, optimism, higher purpose. You're going to have this the entire year until June 2026 in your 10th house of career and fame and public recognition and honors and achievements. And if you're not here for career, if you're not working, if you're retired, it doesn't matter. It's whatever you're exerting your energy into that you want to be known for. Just think about that. What moves you, right? What do you feel in your bones? But for a lot of y'all, career and work, because Jupiter natively rules your 6th house, where you've got the North Node all year. So you got the North Node with Jupiter in your 6th house of everyday activities and work. So you got the 2 work and career houses in the zodiac really amplified this year. Okay? And health, big thing here. Health is going to be a big thing. A lot of y'all may start doing, and remember, Jupiter's luck and good fortune, and right? So really, really nice energy there. Pets, if you have pets, there you go. There you go. And you're still going to have a lot of communication all year. You're going to be really social. All right. So remember, Jupiter is also connecting with the other planets throughout the year, bringing luck and those good vibes and expansion, all of that in different areas of your life too. You're set Libra. I love what's happening for you here. Now, the other thing is, you're going to love this. Jupiter moving into Cancer with Saturn, Neptune, and Ceres moving into Aries. Those are your buddies, cardinal signs. Your cardinal sign, all right? And so it's almost like there's this big homecoming for you. Like, I'm taking the reins. Yeah? This is leadership. This is stepping up. This is starting new things. And now, more than ever, because Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, they're all at that 1 degree point of new beginnings. This month, like, you are going to feel this. You are going to feel this. And what's really great about Jupiter moving into Cancer at this time, the way that things are working out, Jupiter's going to work right away for you. Okay? Right away. Because this is, can I tell you what happened? Libra, may I tell you what happened? Do you recall Mars moving into Cancer? Remember that was a big thing all year. Okay? It started last September. Yeah? Your birthday season, through your birthday season, this was a big thing. Mars does not do well in Cancer. And then Mars, remember, went retrograde. So from last fall until March of this year, Mars was in its weakest state, bringing delays. Anything that you wanted when it came to career or fame. Remember, this is your 10th house. Anything that you wanted, you could have had a little bit of delays and frustration. And you could have had moments of like, whoa, what's going on here? Mars is gone now. Mars is out of Cancer. And now Jupiter's moving into Cancer. And Jupiter's basically saying, oh, Mars didn't do anything for you. Let me, right? Jupiter, again, luck, expansion, all of that. Just see this. Is it glow up? Is it, it's like a rocket ship from this point forward when it comes to career, fame, your reputation, career, work, all of that. Use this. This is big for you. Now, June 10th, you will have Mars trine Chiron. I talk about the live stream overview. I'll just leave that with you here. All right. One of the reasons why this is a big thing for you is because Chiron is in Aries. That is your home. Okay. Aries rules your 7th house, right? So, you got Mars looking at Chiron saying, you're in my house. But this is a trine. So anyway, big partnership relationship stuff here when it comes to healing old wounds. Wednesday, June 11th, full moon in Sagittarius. So this is amazing. It's a Jupiter ruled full moon. So it is all about joy and self-belief and faith and wisdom and optimism and you gaining that wisdom. And I call this the full moon of epiphanies. This is going to be really big for you. Remember, Sagittarius energy, that Jupiter energy, that big picture energy, right? This is big. This is one of the biggest full moons of the year and one of the best. This is all about your life purpose. Something will be illuminated here. So please focus on your chi, your prana. Do some meditation, connect with the ether. To be honest, when I say one of the best, you've got Jupiter conjuncting Mercury at this point. You have Mercury sextiling Venus. Like, I can't even make this. Like, this is one of the best. And here's the thing. You're going to see things. This is when you're going to have big moments. Sagittarius rules your 3rd house. Yeah. So again, you've got so much happening here spiritually. You've got so much happening here with travel. Some of y'all may be coming back from a trip where you learned a lot about yourself. You may be going on a trip because this is a full moon. Something's ending. There's a turning point. But with that, something new is brewing, right? Because Jupiter is all about growth. So use this full moon. Use this full moon. It is one of the, it's absolutely amazing. There's going to be travel and learning and education. Those are going to be really big highlights for you. All right. Remember, publishing and broadcasting as well. Okay. Now, out with the old, in with the new. I've been saying that for months. Here we go. All right. Full moon. And then bring in the new. Also, because you've got on the 15th something really big happening. You have your first real test from Saturn This is the real one. All right. So the 15th, you have 3 squares, and it can be a little bit challenging. Okay. On that Sunday. Happy Father's Day. Now, Mars is going to square Uranus. You see Jupiter's going to square Neptune and Saturn. So Jupiter squaring Neptune, by the way, that perfects on the 18th, but these are strong. You're going to feel, so around this time, days before, days after, a week before, a week after. Every Libra is different, right? So let's start with Mars square Uranus. Just to let you know, Mars is like a laser, right? And Uranus, the Great Awakener, is like lightning. So what's going to happen this day? Well, there's going to be some surprising revelations, the unexpected, and even this rebellious energy. We're talking about Uranus. And for y'all, there is definitely going to be something here with partnerships, relationships, maybe family, maybe children. All right. There may be something here where you just got to shake things up. Okay. Remember, that's what Uranus wants from you. Okay. So this aspect can be really exciting as long as you use it. Remember, Uranus was just trining your North Node. This is big. So on top of the Cazimi, you remember Uranus had the Cazimi, we had all the Uranus conjunctions. So you've gone through some things. Uranus natively rules your 5th house. There's something here about relationships, joy, fun, pleasure, romance, true love, creativity, creative projects, procreation, sex. Yeah, all of that. It's your 8th house. 8th house is, sex too. So you see what's happening here for you, Libra. All right. So Uranus wants you to shake something up. All right. And it could even be the way that you perceive something or think about something. Yeah. This is going to be big because Uranus is all about breakthroughs. So you can use this. Yeah. Uranus is freedom. And I always say, use this aspect. Don't let it use you. Because if you're not doing anything, it's Mars squaring Uranus. That's basically the Tower card. But if you use it, you can make it the Star, right? You definitely can make it the Star card. It's all this Uranian energy or the Fool, right? Uranus is attributed to the Fool in tarot, that new beginning. But anyway, Uranus is still trying Pluto in Aquarius. That's why. So Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, is trining Pluto in Aquarius. That is a big deal. And that's even bigger than Mars square Uranus. That's more long picture, all right, long term. And you're going to feel it a lot stronger when we get to July, all right, when Uranus moves into Gemini. This is going to be so enormous for you. So anyway, big wake up call. It's happening at 29 degrees. There's a gift for you here. You've got to use it, all right, to get that gift. There's effort here, right? Because it's all about changing things or adapting to changes happening in your world, right? Now, Jupiter square Saturn. You've gone through this twice already. All right. So, again, I talk more about it in the live stream. And you can go back to, we had it in August and December. Go back to any of those forecasts, right? Where I talk about Jupiter square Saturn. So this is Jupiter that expands, Saturn that restricts. Just work with this energy. You're going to be fine. Remember what I said. It's all about practicing patience. That's all it is. So there can be something here where Saturn's like, nope, not yet, not yet, not yet. Right? Practice that patience. You'll be fine. And Jupiter square Neptune, I talk about this in the live stream. Okay. This is just avoiding those lower frequencies of illusion, delusion, confusion. This is also, maybe there's something testing your belief system around this time. And remember, Saturn and Neptune are now in Aries. Okay. So something with partnerships, relationships, one-on-one connections. It can be a friend. It can be a friend. It can be your, agent, your publicist, whoever, anyone. So keep that in mind. All right. Remember, this is all about self-belief, faith in yourself. And I feel like you're going to be fine. Look at what's happening for you, everything else. Yeah. So, and the other thing is, remember, if you're vibrating like at a 10, like if you at a 10, gratitude, right? Love, compassion, being your authentic self, which matters the most above all, you're not even going to feel these. It'll be like, what? Okay. That's it. So now Tuesday, March. Where are we? June 17th, Mars moves into Virgo. I love this for you. Um, this is very different from Mars and Leo, and you're not done with that Leo story, by the way. But anyway, Mars moving into Virgo. This is going to be for the next 2 months. And so Mars is now in a sign where it's not so fiery, but it's in Virgo now. So a little bit more practical and grounded. A lot of focus on health and work for you and service to others. Okay. So keep that in mind. This is, remember, all about like your higher purpose with all this Jupiter energy, with everything that's happening this month. So Mars moving into Virgo, Virgo rules your 12th house, which is the subconscious. You got Mercury in Cancer. And so it is also, the 12th house is like rest and retreat. It's very Four of Swords, which is your card. It is kind of like a nice slowdown for you. All right. So you can put like all the pieces together. The 12th house is spirituality. It is intuition. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. What's the time? Okay. So, I'll let you know. I talk about this in the live stream, but I'm just going to let you know here, Libra, on June 18th, I want you to mark this in your calendar. You may get some news on June 18th because Mercury is at 17 degrees at this point in Cancer. Okay. Now, when I say you may get some news, it may be from something around February 24th. Because that is the day that Mars went direct in Cancer at 17 degrees. So Mercury's kind of picking up some sort of vibe from that time. And again, this would be related to career, fame, public recognition, honors, achievements, all of that. There may be something here. All right. And maybe something with travel as well. All right. Or education. Or publishing. Anyway, it's just moving the needle forward for you. Now, Friday, June 20th, we officially move into Cancer season. Happy summer, by the way. This is a solstice, right? Happy winter if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. Clearly, we will talk more about this in your weekly forecast, but just know at this point, you got Mercury, the Sun, and Jupiter all in Cancer, amplifying that energy in your house of fame. All of that. All right. Remember Jupiter bringing that, emotional growth, your higher purpose, confidence, that mindset, shifting your mindset. That's a big thing that's happening for you this month. All right. Now, June 22nd on that Sunday, we do have the Sun square Saturn. We'll talk about your weekly forecast, but the bigger thing is you got Mars sextile Jupiter. Now, this is so rare. We're not even getting this in 2026. All right. We don't get it again until actually your birthday season, 2027. Yeah. So again, something here big. There's a big charge up. You don't see Mars sextile Jupiter often. We'll talk about it in your weekly forecast. But just know this is a big charge up to what's happening June 24th and June 25th, the luckiest day of 2025. So Tuesday, June 24th, you have the Sun conjunct Jupiter in Cancer. First of all, this happens only once a year. When you have a Jupiter cazimi, right, in Cancer, where Jupiter's exalted in your 10th house of career and fame and public recognition and honors and achievements. This is enormously special. It's a conjunction. It's powerful. Some of y'all are going to feel this days before, days after, or right on the day. You all have different charts. Right? So the other thing is some of y'all may just see things emerging after, right? Days after. It's a cycle, right? It's a strong conjunction, okay? So something here is setting you up on a new cycle. Something is like brewing here, especially with anything that you have been working on at this point. Like you're going to see growth, like this growth spurt, right? Because look at what's happening the next day or even that night, depending on where you live. That new moon in Cancer, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's my time. Convert that wherever you live in the world, right? That is huge on June 25th because you've got this basically overlapping the Jupiter cazimi. So you got the Sun, Moon, and Jupiter conjuncting the new moon in Cancer. Therefore, one of the best new moons, it's a super moon. It is happening with a Jupiter cazimi. This is setting you up on some major news cycle. Major. It's insane what's happening for you, Libra. Please plant seeds. Please set intentions. It's the last super new moon of the year. You have this while Mars is sextiling Jupiter. Remember, opportunity, right? But at the same time, and it's not on the whiteboard, but you've got Mercury sextiling Uranus, the Sun sextiling Mars. You've got Mercury also trining Saturn and Neptune, all at that same time. You're good. You're good. I'm very excited for you, Libra. This is going to be a year. Use well, and of course, we'll talk more about it when we get to it. But this is just insane. There's everything here. Career. Looking at you've got career. You've got fame. You got travel. You got work. You got partnerships. You got relationship. You got contracts. You got money. You got everything. Love. You got everything. Let's get started, Libra. Let's see what's going on for you for June 2025. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Y'all are amazing. All right, so Libra Nation. Okay. What time is? Well, no. What time? Okay, let's get started. Libra, I do a traditional Celtic Cross spread. How are y'all doing? Offers the best overview. We need to pull clarifiers. You know we will. Secondly, you know I love y'all, Libra. Y'all are gonna have one of the best years. Very excited for you. Again, look at your right. Like everyone's gonna have. Everyone just generally will have the best. It's a 12-year cycle. It's been 12 years since we've had Jupiter exalted. But look at everything else that's happening this month. Let's get started. Okay? Look at that. Yep. You are going to have some major change, as you can see. And you already are. This is enormous, all right? You got to let something go. Remember, I said out with the old, in with the new. I also said there may be some tests with relationships, should there be any, and it can be in any capacity, work, love, a relationship with, your neighbor, your, favorite Uber driver. It doesn't matter. It just, there's something here where it's like, that's what the universe wants for you. Okay. So keep that in mind. You got the Magician. Like right off the bat, you're starting this new journey. You saw that too in your last week's reading. That was mind blowing, by the way. Thank you for letting me. That was I couldn't even believe it. So, anyway, this is okay. So another thing that I just want to remind you, because I do bring in the astrology, this is sequential. This is from last week to, the week before. That's astrology, everything, right? Cycles. I'm not just like throwing down cards. It's what's coming from last week, you're picking up for, this week. And remember from last week, you did have the Magician in your final outcome, right? But then you had all the other, I won't, if you haven't seen it, I won't. But now you see, as you move into June, you got the power to change your life in any way that you want. It's card one. You're starting this brand new journey that I said you would be, with Saturn, Neptune moving into Aries. Now you got Jupiter moving into Cancer. You got so much happening for you. So use this, okay? As above, so below, right? Pay attention to the hand. That's what I want you to pay the most attention to, okay? Look at the hand of the sky. You know what your dreams are. You know what you want, okay? At this point, right? Bring it into your reality. That's why I say you create your reality. And you see it right here. The Magician is the dodecahedron. We won't go that deep, but just know you got a lot of power. You got the Hermit in the heart of your spread. Amazing. This, by the way, very interesting. The Hermit, what did I say about this is a month where just naturally for you, the fact that you got Jupiter and Gemini, you're ninth, you have Jupiter moving into Cancer. Jupiter natively rules that ninth house of like wisdom, inner wisdom, right? The higher purpose. That's what you're doing this month, the Hermit. You're taking that time out, staying grounded in the present, right? And especially with the new things happening in your life, and just making sure that you're on course, and this is something that you truly believe in. This is you and your life purpose. That's the Hermit, doing that soul searching. He's made a lot of accomplishments. he climbed the top of the mountain. So it's more like, okay, what's next, right? And you've already started. So this is really great because that's you being in touch with your, intuition, your higher purpose, all of that to make everything incredibly meaningful for you as you move forward. All right. And the Hermit is actually a tribute to Virgo. So pay attention to one. Mars moves into Virgo, but at the same time, remember South Node in Virgo as well. So a lot of this is letting certain things go. Yeah. And knowing that I've learned my lesson in this part of my life. That's what the South Node is, right? So I've learned my lesson in this part. I can let this go. And a lot of it's going to be spiritually, a lot of it's going to be subconscious. So even like old patterns and old ways of thinking and old beliefs that, again, we've talked about this, but you see it's a major thing for you this month. Okay. Now, Page of Pentacles in your challenge area. Like I said, well, two things here. One, the first thing is like, yeah, there's got to be something new that's happening in your life from a financial perspective or for something. Pentacles are your physical world as well. Keep an eye on it. This is just saying, don't drop the ball. You're going to be fine. Just make sure that there's, even with those squares that are happening, just let's keep moving forward, vibrating at that high frequency. Secondly, there may be someone in your life, okay? And pages are new, fresh new energy, someone new, absolutely new. Could be something that, like someone that you hire. It's almost like intern energy is coming through, maybe like assistant or very, first tier title of something. Or, it could be you too, right? But there is something here where it's like, okay, that may be the one challenge, okay? Or it could be one of your children, or it could be anything. Remember, it's your physical world, all right? But remember, I said there's a lot of money stuff happening for you and home stuff. So it can be a child, or it just can be something here with money that, or again, in your physical world, but you just got to keep an eye on it. It's a younger person for sure. Now, Five of Cups in your crown. So I really want you to pay attention to June 8th, okay? When you do have a Mercury conjunct Jupiter, the day of the full moon in Scorpio, that is conjuncting Juno. That is your planetoid, Juno, Jupiter's wife. That's how big these planetoids, asteroids are. And a lot of astrologers don't bring them in. Well, I said you're going to start seeing a lot more do that, but it's a lot of it. It's more like time. It's like we could go on and on, but Juno's so important to you. Anyway, Mars and Scorpio. That's why this is, pay attention to that time. Okay. There may be something here where, there's something where I'm going to clarify something here. Actually, there's something here where it's a little bit of, there's something ending. You got the Seven of Wands, clarifying it. I'm going to do one more. And you got the Knight of Swords. There's something here you've got to let go, for sure. It's up here, something that may have happened in the past as well. We've got to let it go now, okay? Not holding on to that, all right? A lot of it could be, you see the Seven of Wands, who, that's all, he's victorious. He's, on the top of the hill. He's the victor here, yeah? But there is, with that Five of Cups, a little bit of like defensive energy. Remember, with these squares, be mindful on how you communicate, how you're interacting with other people, especially with the squares. A lot of it's in your crown, though, all right? So you see the Knight of Swords as well. There's got to be something in terms of, we've got to let this go and leave it in the past. I can't hold on to this energy anymore. I can't have any regrets. That's why you always want to, vibrate at that high frequency. And with these squares that are testing you, Saturn's going to be testing you. Saturn is karma. And so even if you're the one kicking over those cups, and then you're like, oh, shoot, why did I, right? It happened. You've got to let it go now, right? Because now there's this sense of, okay, there's some people not happy with what I did, or even a circumstance that was, whatever. It's just still up here, and there's this defensive energy. But you work past that, and whoosh, you got the Knight of Swords, all right? So this is fearless energy. You see him actually going into the storm. You see the fire under his feet. Nothing. This is bold. This is being courageous. in communication, in the way you're thinking. But again, he still can be a little impulsive and he can come on a little bit strong. And so there may be something here that happens this month where we truly have to just let that energy go. It happened, right? And again, it can be something that, happens circumstantially, but at the same time, with the Seven of Wands being all about valor, right? Stand your ground too, okay? Just don't be too it's all about compromise this month. And then your mind is set free. You got the 10 of Wands, something's coming in and end in a big way, all right? So it's almost like there's been some, even if you've been taking on a little bit too much responsibility, or if you feel like you've been, it's almost like there's been something that you've been working toward to that also, how do I say this? It just feels that it's taking a long time. And with that, it's just like, when you go for, let's say you're going on a run, the longer you're on that run, you get a little bit more tired. And that's what I'm feeling here, okay, this month. But it is a 10, so it's ending now, okay? It's ending, and that's really great. And so remember, it is up to you to decide how things are going to move forward in your life. But this is great. 10 is the end, right? I really want you to pay attention to that full moon in Sagittarius. This card is attributed to Saturn in Sagittarius. You have Saturn in Leo here as well. So you got Mars here. So you see what's going on here? So you got Mercury, communication, logic, thinking. A lot of this is up here. But remember, I said there's going to be that physical mind and the higher mind. That's the biggest thing for you, merging the two, okay? Even like what's possible and what's real, okay? Now, you do have that 7 of Pentacles in your future. Again, there's something here. It's hard for you to let something go. You're going to have to let it go. In order to know which way to move forward, no one can tell you that. It's you. You have to go deep, all right? You have to connect. Listen, we all have intuition, Libra, right? What matters the most, what makes the difference is connecting with it, to listening to your inner voice, to being in touch with your higher self, right? You've got that light inside you. You don't even need that lantern. You know that. The light is inside you, okay? So keep that in mind, because you have a lot of people here looking at the past, right? He's looking back. He can't even see where he's going. He's carrying too many wands. Right? He's looking back, right? So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, all right? Let's get to your stuff. There's just something that you have to let go because your life is changing, and you see that clearly with the Magician. You got to go deep. Libra Nation, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. I'm going to secretly look at the time. Y'all are amazing. I love y'all. You got, oh, wow. Okay, you got a big decision to make, and it does feel big. And when I say that, I really want you to be the big takeaway, out with the old, in with the new. Don't hold on. You've got to make room for the new, okay? There's a lot here saying, oh, but I don't want to. I'm going to hold on to this. No, we got to make room. You got the 9 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. Like, you're good. You're absolutely good. This is where you're going to be. And you've got to tell yourself that, because what did I say? Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter even before moving into Cancer in your 9th house. So at home, Jupiter rules the 9th house. Jupiter, what did I say? Self-belief, wisdom, inner wisdom, belief in yourself, belief that everything's working out for you. You got that, you get this, okay? And in order to get this, you see your symbol, the symbol of Venus, all over her gown, okay? Venus is going to be a big player this month. What do you desire? Venus is what brings you pleasure. You got to go deep to know, and then you get rewarded. She's standing in her garden of abundance. This is bonkers. Bonkers. So this is going to be you, but you've got to go deep. You got to believe it, and you've got to make some decision on what is it that I have to change that is going to bring that shift, not only in my mind, but in my physical world, because you have the 10 of Pentacles in your external factors area. So this is everything that I said earlier, right? For you, big focus on money, on even like, this card is highly associated with like inheritance. Yeah. There can be, your parents could tell you like, Janet, we're retiring. Okay. We're moving to Key West. You're taking over the business. That's like a big possibility for you this month with your 8th house so activated and everything that's happening for you. All right. So anyway, you see the pentacles raining from the heavens in the form of the tree of life. You made it. This is a card of prosperity, success. This is the everything card. You see the family here, the couple, the child, everything I said, you got big family energy happening. This is you, just another dimension of your physical world, and having that appreciation and gratitude for everything that you're about to have. Look at the harvest. They got the harvest. They got a big old castle. By the way, look, the hermit and the heart ear spread, he made it. He got home. He gets to be with his family. You're good. You're absolutely good, but you got to go deep to know how to get there, all right? Because it's just waiting for you. It's waiting for you, and y'all are going to feel it. This is a card of legacy, and you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. This is amazing. But remember, there's some choice you got to make. There's something you got to do. 6 of Swords, that's great, okay? That's affirming all of this here, all right? 6 of Swords, which, by the way, if you are a cross watcher, has come out a lot in other spreads. Look at my finger on the turbulent water. Look at the direction that they're going from chaos to calm up here. Swords, the mental suit, okay? How you're thinking, your perspective, all of that, okay? Remember, there's going to be a merging of the physical mind and the higher mind. I want you to do that. You got a lot of protection here. You can go as deep as you want with Mars and Virgo in your 12th house. Go deep. You're fine. You see the swords are even in front of the boat. That's a lot of protection. You're going on to all this calm. That's what you want. So this, whoosh, and you got the 2 of Swords, your card and your final outcome. So it does look like, again, what did I say earlier? I felt a little bit of resistance up here, and this is in your crown, and you got the 2 of Swords in your final outcome where there's a little bit of resistance. And what is she doing? By the way, I told you it's your card. This card is attributed to Moon in Libra. What is she doing? She's got her back turned to both the moon and the sea. Your intuition and your emotions. You got to... That's why you got the Hermit and the heart of your spread. You got to go deep. You got to know what you want, all right? To make those right decisions, to know what you want moving forward. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to take off that blindfold. Because remember I talked about that heaviness that I felt here with that 10 of Wands? Same thing here. These swords, they're going to get heavy. You can't, look at her. You think you can just hold that all night long like that? No, your arms are going to get tired. You got it. There's got to be something that you really have to go deep to have that. What's next, right? So Libra, big month of decisions for you. Let's break it down week by week, okay? You've got the first week. Again, you got all these amazing aspects. Even that they're here, you've got to use them, right? So Venus sextile Jupiter, amazing. You got Venus moving into Taurus, amazing. This is the first week of June. You got Mercury moving into Cancer. You got a lot happening the first week. Let's see what's going on for you for the first week of June. You already got something new coming. You already know that. You had the Magician in your final outcome last week. You got it right here as you move into June. Now you got the Page of Wands in the first week. I told you someone's coming through, or it's you launching something, you doing something new, or even having that moment of clarity already where you're like, yeah, I want to do this. I'm going after this. This is big imagination, but this is the page that wants to completely transform his life. Yeah? You see the salamanders all over his tunic. Remember, that is the Ouroboros, right? The snake, the dragon, the salamander eating its tail. There's something here for you the first week. Oh yeah. Second week, you got Jupiter moving into Cancer. That's big on its own. What you got the full moon in Sagittarius. You got Mars trine Chiron. You got a lot happening. Second week, let's see what's going on for you. Second week of June. Oh, there you go. You got the Four of Cups. Yeah. You see what's happening here? There's something. There's something here where it almost even for a lot of y'all, there's something new that's happening or something new that you're manifesting or something new that you want. And there's almost like there's going to be something where you really will have to go deep and ask yourself, is this what I want? Is this the right path? And I'm not saying you're going to choose the wrong path or anything like that. You create your reality, right? But there is a reason why the Hermit came out in the heart of your spread. All right. Just have that self-belief. Okay. The Four of Cups is a card of, just a little bit of like, that card is associated with like apathy and boredom and things like that. And I'm not saying you are, I'm saying that's the card, right? That's attributed to Moon in Cancer, by the way. So just keep that in mind. A lot of this, with the Page of Wands, very career related, but your passions or ambitions, a lot of creative energy there too. Four of Cups, even with the Five of Cups, cups are emotions and feelings and love and relationships and things like that. Intuition as well. Now, remember, this is Moon in Cancer. The Moon is the ruler for Cancer, right? And then you've got, that's in your 10th house. So there can be something here with what's going on. Why am I got to go deep and see what's that turning point that I need. Let that full moon illuminate. All right. I'll even clarify that for you because you're Libra Nation. All right. Oh gosh. Let me, yeah. There you go. You got the Hangman. What I literally just said this whole month for you is like shift in perspective and how you're seeing things. Clarifying that Four of Cups, he has to see something in a different way because he's sitting there crossing off his heart when the hand of spirit is offering him a fourth cup, right? Even in the Five of Cups, you don't have that gratitude. That's what happens. Yeah. And you even see hope in this card too. He's getting a fourth cup. He's just like, right? You got to have that gratitude. Raise the frequency. Here, cups are spilled, but he's got two cups right behind him. But he can't even see it. He's dwelling on the past. That's why there's something here. It's all about your mindset. It's all about the way that you're seeing something. All right. You're seeing something in a way that's got to, and again, it may be something where, it may be a little bit, it's that physical mind, higher mind, especially for you. Hangman, look at that. He's got a halo around his head. This is enlightenment. He's ready to transform his life. In order to do that, the Hanged Man is all about surrender. It's all about letting things go, looking at things in a new way. And sometimes in such a dramatic way where, look, he's hanged himself upside down to look at the world in a different way. That's dramatic. So when I say shift your perspective, don't just have a little moment of like, okay, a little notebook. No, you got to do something. You got to go on that walkabout. You got to go on, go to the river, spend some time in nature, have a 2-hour session with yourself, make some phone calls, talk to your friends, whatever you need to do. Have a bigger, third week, Libra. Well, the third week is, when the squares, again, they're going to be a big test and you're part of that. It's a card. Everything's cardinal at that point, right? So, Mars moving into Virgo on Tuesday. Again, the fact that Mars is moving into your 12th house, asking you to, the 12th house is spirituality. It's healing. You have Mars, or you got Jupiter wait, hold on. What was happening for you? Yeah. Mars trine Chiron, doing that profound healing for old wounds, seeing things in a new way. Mars is saying, you're gonna have to do this, and I'm making you. That's Mars trine Chiron. Again, look at the live stream. I talk more about it. And then you have, what I was saying about Mars entering Virgo. Virgo, the lower expressions of the 12th house would be things like self-sabotage or not facing the things that you have to face, or even hidden enemies is part of the 12th house. You got all this 7th house activity, which would be open enemies, right? So there's got to be something here where you may recognize, and this is happening with some other signs, you may recognize someone that you thought was supporting you in some capacity. You may see things revealed, especially with Mars square Uranus. Anyway, and then happy summer. We move into Cancer season. Let's see what's going on for you for the third week of June. You see what happens when you got that shift in perspective? Everything aligns for you. Everything happens for you. Everything. This is wisdom. This is healing. Okay? This is belief. This is the start. This is belief. This is faith. This is having faith in yourself. This is having faith in the universe. Now, as I always say, when you vibrate at a high frequency, when you're in touch with your intuition, you have no self-doubt. You know what, you know the way to go. Everything's going to align for you, but you got to have that shift. All right? Now, the star is attributed to Aquarius. So, what does that mean? For a lot of y'all, remember, you got Pluto in Aquarius for 19 years. But the big aspects that are happening for the next 2 years are big for you in your fifth house of joy and pleasure. Things that bring you joy and pleasure in true love, in romance, in procreation. Like I said, Uranus is the native ruler of Aquarius. So this is affecting your fifth house and your eighth house, the two sex houses of the zodiac wheel, right? So if you're here for that, but it's also creative projects, creative partners. It's all of that. There's a depth with the eighth house, but you just have to have that shift in perspective, and you got to go deep for it, and then everything starts happening for you. Last week, the luckiest day, all right, is in the last week with the Jupiter, Cazimi, and the new moon of the year. Like I say, let's see what's going on for you, Libra, for the last week. Oh, you got the Five of Swords. There's something here that you gotta. You gotta there's something here. There's so much defensive energy here. Remember, it's all about compromise. That's who you are, Libra. You rule the seventh house. You're all about compromise. Venus is your ruler. She's diplomatic. She wants diplomacy. So that Five of Swords is more in your head, though. Okay, FYI. But how you're perceiving certain people, situations. Again, there's just something here where let's lay down those swords here too, right? It's a lot of swords, but once you do that, you're going to be fine. Remember, you got that Knight of Swords. Anyway, I'll even clarify that Five of Swords for you. And then I'm going to do a time check. Oh my gosh, and then you got the Hierophant. You're good. You're good. You're absolutely good. Okay, Libra, I'm going to let you go. Listen, you've got to, this is a month with Jupiter moving into Cancer. That's a big deal for you. I told you from the very beginning, especially if you're Libra rising, but every Libra is going to feel it, right? Doesn't matter if you're Sun, Moon, rising. It's just Libra rising, so, right? So anyway, you're going to be absolutely 1000% fine. You have one of the best years, right? This is your best, one of the luckiest month, but you have to really go deep to know what you want, and you've got to let some things go. All right? That's all it is. You look at all these new things happening for you, right? Absolutely new, wonderful things that are happening for you, but at the same time, and look at what's waiting for you. Yeah? But there's something here you got to let go. Too many cards where they're looking back, where they're not seeing eye to eye, where you can't see. Yeah? So keep that in mind. Yeah? I'll do one. I'm going to clarify that Two of Swords, and then I'll let you go. Okay. But the Hierophant, that's speaking of physical mind, higher mind, he's the connector. He's the bridge. He connects the divine with the physical world. That's you being that leader, being full of wisdom and higher mind. That's the Hierophant. You're becoming a big leader. All right. People are looking up to you. And maybe that's like the thing here, because your life is going to dramatically change this month. And it's almost like, is this real? Like, is that like a thing that, yeah. You got to lay down the swords. And there's something or someone definitely holding you back, but it's almost like, if something ends, like refuse. It's almost like no, right? No, you have to. It's the universe saying like you got to keep moving on with your life, right? Secondly, yeah, there's something here with that Five of Pentacles popping up as well. Remember, I talked about partnerships and relationships being a big thing for you, especially with that Two of Swords. You've got to see there is someone holding you back. You have to see that this month. In order to see, what do you have to do, right? What do you have to do? And then what happens when you do? Okay. And again, it can be love. It can be career. You have a lot of career stuff. I would not be surprised if it's like even like a colleague or a bot. There's something there. There's got to be a parting of ways or an adjustment. All in all, it's just your perspective. You've got to shift your perspective. I'll do one more and then I'm going to let you go. And then it ends. You got the Ten of Swords. All right. So anyway, Libra, second spread. Yeah, we're going to go. I'm actually going to go a lot deep here for you. I'm going to see. We'll look at career. We'll look at love. We'll look at everything. We'll pull more cards. Tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. Next week, I already told you about what's happening next week. And then if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Libra, I'll see you soon. Y'all, you got some, look, really amazing, wonderful things happening for you in the luckiest month. But as you can see, the only thing that would get in your way is you. Okay? It's you. There's something you have to see. And the universe is trying to tell you, you got to see this in a new way. When you do that, we're going to make everything happen for you. You're going to become this big, like, he's got the keys to, like, come on. So have that. Just, you will only know when you trust your intuition. You will only know. We've got to do that here. All right. And then everything whoosh, ends up here. You're good. Anyway, Libra. Oh gosh, Libra. Thanks so much. I'll see you next week. All right. Bye-bye.